All right, so we all know that there are very many special and commemorative days in the calendar year out there, but one of those days that should really stand out forever and always should be the day that your special person or your loved one really makes that step of commitment, bends the knee and asks you to walk the path of life with them forever and ever.
What a moment.
Amen. What a moment that
What a
must
moment
be.
that is. So basically this past Wednesday was World Proposal Day.
Yes.
Can you believe it? And I got to share how I very romantically proposed
What a
to
romantic-
wifey.
I mean-
It was a good one. It was
That was a good one.
Yeah, it was a good one. And Leanne also shared what her perfect proposal would look like.
Yeah.
And now it's Zoe's turn.
My turn. My dream proposal. Well, for me...
How would it go down?
Don't laugh like that before you...
No, because I'm laughing because I saw it in an episode of CSI, and
CSI?
unfortunately the man died before he could propose, but it was a
not bode
cool
well.
setup. It was a cool
Okay,
setup.
okay.
So they took a walk on in New York. It was on Brooklyn Bridge.
Yeah.
It was in the
Yeah.
evening. And the idea was for them to just take a stroll on the Brooklyn Bridge, look at the skyline, and then one of the buildings had its lights that said, "Marry me."
Oh, man.
So I thought that was
Women.
quite cool.
Oh, wow.
That's quite
So that's how
quite a
you would
coordination.
go down.
It's coordination, but it's not, it probably didn't cost them anything, but for me it was just the thought and the effort that had to go in to get those lights to read "Marry Me" in the skyline. I thought that was quite cool. Although in the episode he didn't get that far to propose, but I thought
What
it was a
happened
good
to him
idea.
now that we know what the...
Well, the murder investigation took place, but that's a
he was
separate
electrocuted.
story.
Has a proposal ever come into your zone? Can we dig a little bit here?
There's been a few funny proposals. I mean, there was one on the show with Simi.
Oh, yeah.
And then he
You
tried
know that
and
one.
bend on the knee, and then I went down with him, so just to try and avoid that. But I have, it was actually last year, this guy that I was, talking to and liking, I was on a photo shoot, and it was a bridal photo shoot, and I sent him a behind-the-scenes picture, so of course I was in a wedding dress. Didn't hear from him for 2 weeks.
Wow.
You were ghosted like that?
Sure.
But what, did you send the picture with a caption? Let's see.
Oh, there we go.
So you sent him...
I didn't send him that picture, but this was that was one of the pictures. So it was behind the scenes of the shoot we did.
Did you caption it with something? Did you
him.
prefix it with something?
And then,
What
so that was a dress.
What did you caption it?
No, I was just said I was on a shoot today, and then
whatever,
sent him
you were
a
like,
behind the
Wow,
scenes.
he got the wrong message.
Any ideas? Question mark, dot.
So wait, when it comes to a proposal, what is an absolute non-negotiable to you? Something that that really must be there. It needs to happen.
It needs to be there. I think for me, it needs to be. The idea of getting married needs to have been discussed. Please don't surprise me out of nowhere. Like, let's first be on the same page before you drop a knee. But I think for me, the thing that must be there is it must be a personal moment between the two of us. I don't want a crowd.
Because nothing
So the
says
guy's gonna
personal
go
like
like
the
so,
whole
Zoe.
of New York skyline
Just
involved.
F-
Yeah.
That's first be on the bridge alone.
I'm proposing next
FYI.
week at 8 o'clock. Are
week
you
at
okay
8
with that?
No, you don't have to tell me the specifics, but let's discuss
Here's
the
a ticket to New York.
possibility.
That's the vibe. Okay.
Where's the element of surprise?
No, the surprise is
Shock
when
and
and
awe.
how you do it, but let's be on the same page, because I've got specifics around the ring.
Take Zoe to the restaurant and then you get the waiters to go bum bum ba da 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 dum bum ba da da da.
I knew you would do this.
Anyway, so if you've got
gracious.
commitment and happily ever after on your mind, then listen up, because we're running an incredibly exciting competition. Bum, bum,
Do you have the ring but just don't know how to pop the question? Let Expresso help your happily ever after dream come true as we invite you to propose to your loved one live on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. If you're a big fan of the show, tell us about your special romance and why you should be the lucky one to get down on one knee to ask that one important question. Send your stories to entries at cordova.tv and your trip down the aisle could start right here. The competition's T's and C's can be found at expressoshow.com. If you like it, then you should put a ring on it.